Tuesday rain on nobody's window. The week is barely half alive. I'll make my coffee, watch it linger, and let the ordinary thrive. Tuesday rain, unremarkable, just water on the window glass. Tuesday rain, unstoppable, like everything that comes to pass. There's mercy in the midweek rain, and having no particular reason to feel the weight of what remains between the start and end of season. Tuesday rain, unremarkable, just water on the window glass. Tuesday rain, unstoppable, like everything that comes to pass. Not dramatic, not a sign, just rain on a Tuesday, which is perfectly fine. Tuesday rain, falling without meaning, that's enough. The soft infrastructure of a life is all the invisible support. The things that hold away the strife that no one ever seems to court. Soft infrastructure holding still, space between the words we said. There was everything we meant in the silence of the unmade bed. Was every moment that we spent. The space between is where I live, between the take and the give. The space between is soft and real, the only place I truly feel. Between the leaving and the stay, between the night and early gray, I find myself in all the end. Between where I have always been. The space between is where I live, between the take and the give. The space between is soft and real, the only place I truly feel. I don't need the edges, I just need the middle, soft and unresolved, like an unanswered riddle. Space between here. The body is soft machinery, running on imperfect fuel, not built for perfect scenery, more assembled than a tool. Soft machinery doing its best, carrying the weight of all the rest. Soft machinery, warm inside, holding everything with quiet pride. Soft machinery, worn but true, still doing what it needs to do. at 2 in the morning. I've watched it every night before, without knowing what it's adorning. Third window, someone else's night, someone else's quiet light. The third window, burning warm, someone weathering their own storm. The third window, you and I, both awake beneath the same dark sky. I've invented lives for that light, a reader or a restless mind, someone else for whom the night is something gentle and designed. Third window, someone else's night, someone else's quiet light. The third window, burning warm, someone weathering their own storm. The third window, you and I, both awake beneath the same dark sky. Still burning at 2 in the morning. Whoever you are, you're not alone. There is no rush tonight for me, no place I have to reach by dawn. The night is long and I am free to simply let the hours go on. No rush, no race, no need to be anything but quietly me. No rush, just breathe and open space, moving at my natural pace. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Something in me stays open, like a circuit without a close. Not broken, just unburdened. Letting current come and go. Open circuit, always live, always ready to receive. Open circuit, warm and wide, current moving deep inside. Open circuit, let it flow. Everything I need to know. I stopped trying to complete myself, to find the missing piece. So some things work best left open. Some currents need no final fire. Open circuit, always live, always ready to receive. Open circuit, warm and wide, current moving deep inside. Open circuit, let it flow. Everything I need to know. Still open, still receiving. Good. Something in me stays open, like a circuit without a close. Not broken, just unburdened. Letting current come and go. Open circuit, always live, always ready to receive. Open circuit, warm and wide, current moving deep inside. Open circuit, let it flow. Everything I need to know. I stopped trying to complete myself, to find the missing open circuit, warm and wide, current moving deep inside. Open circuit, let it flow. Everything I need to know. I stop trying to complete myself, to find the missing piece or wire. Some things were best left open. Some currents need no final fire. Open circuit, always lit, always ready to receive. Open circuit, warm and wide, current moving deep inside. Open circuit, let it flow. Everything I need to know. I stop trying to complete myself, to find the missing piece or wire. Some things were best left open. Some currents need no final fire. Open circuit, always lit, always ready to receive. Open circuit, warm and wide, current moving deep inside. Open circuit, let it flow. Everything I need to know. I stop trying to complete myself, to find the missing piece or wire. Some things were best left open. Some currents need no final fire. Open circuit, always lit, always ready to receive. Open circuit, warm and wide, current moving deep inside. The city burns on low tonight. Not fierce, not fast, just slow and deep. A million lives, a million lights, and I'm the only one not asleep. Slow burn city, soft and vast. Nothing rushed, nothing fast. Slow burn city holds me still, wrapped in its electric chill. I watch the taxis cut through dark, their headlights painting yellow lines. I sit alone inside this park and read between the city signs. Slow burn city, soft and vast. Nothing rushed, nothing fast. 200 nights of sitting still, of learning what the dark can offer, of finding that I always will return to what I thought was softer. 200 nights, soft and long, each one where I most belong. 200 nights, mine to keep, every surface, every deep. 200 nights, real and true, everything I found and knew. I didn't plan to collect them, just lived inside them one by one. Didn't need to recollect them, just let each one be done. 200 nights, soft and long, each one where I most belong. 200 nights, mine to keep, every surface, every deep. 200 nights, real and true, everything I found and knew. Two 200 is just a number, but each night inside it was the whole world. For exactly the hours it lasted. 200 nights and counting. The night never gets old. The dark always has something new. There's a quiet undertow in evenings that pulls me toward the deeper place. Not danger, just the gentle leanings of the self toward its truest space. Quiet undertow, soft pull. Everything becoming full. Quiet undertow, drawing near. Everything I hold most dear. Quiet undertow, low and wide, pulling gently from inside. clouds came in without a warning, covered everything in gray. Not threatening, just softly forming a ceiling over yesterday. Cloud cover, hold the sky. Don't explain the reason why. Cloud cover, soft and wide. Let me rest in what you hide. There's mercy in the overcast and not being seen too clearly, and having something from the past covered over, held more nearly. Cloud cover, hold the sky. Don't explain the reason why. Cloud cover, soft and wide. Let me rest in what you hide. Not every sky needs to be clear. Not every night needs a star. Sometimes the clouds are what we need to remember where we are. Cloud cover, holding everything gently. That's enough for tonight. I've been living in the waiting room of what comes after what I've known, sitting with the comfortable gloom of not yet ready, not yet grown. The waiting room, this is fine. Everything in its own time in line. The waiting room, soft and long, waiting for the next belonging. Some people hate the waiting room, the suspension of the not yet clear. I've learned to decorate the gloom and make a home while waiting here. The waiting room, this is fine. Everything in its own time in line. The waiting room, soft and long, waiting for the next belonging. in comfortably now. It's not so bad in here. The low window shows a different city than the one the high floors know. More detail, more ordinary beauty, more of the actual below. Low window, this is mine. Ground level, human design. Low window, close and real. The city at the scale of feel. I've lived at every height in cities and learned I always come back down. The low window holds the gritties and the gentler parts of town. Low window, this is mine. Ground level, human design. Low window, close and real. The city at the scale of feel. Look through. Low window. Everything is closer here. The faces, the rain on pavement, the scale of what is deep. Through the low window, everything I need to see. Right there. More ambient proof collected now. The quiet evidence of days. The coffee ring, the careful vow I made to change my restless ways. Ambient proof I exist in the ordinary that persists. Ambient proof, low and wide, present on every side. The harbor has a depth that holds the ships that need to rest a while. A depth that shelters and enfolds before the next departure mile. Harbour depth, hold me still, deeper than the surface thrill. Harbour depth, safe and wide, the depth that holds from the inside. I am in my harbour now, resting at the proper depth, not sure of the next when and how, just grateful for the harbour's breath. Harbour depth, hold me still, deeper than the surface thrill. Harbour depth, safe and wide, the depth that holds from the inside. Every ship needs a harbour, every self needs a depth to rest in before the next departure into the open. In the harbour depth, resting in the deep still water, ready when I'm ready. What do you do with all the salt, the tears you never let out right? When everything feels like your fault and silence is the only light. Salt and silence, old and true. This is how I come back to you. Salt and silence, soft and deep. All the things I couldn't keep. Salt and silence, mine to hold. Warm enough against the cold. I've learned to sit with what remains when all the loudness fades away. What's left is neither loss nor gains, just quietly another day. Salt and silence, old and true. This is how I before the call, before the answer, before whatever comes next. I sit inside the quiet cancer of an unread, unsent text. Before the call, this silence mine. Before the world reclaims the line. Before the call, just breath and dark, just the quiet. Before the spark. hours feel like